had to do a video about this because so much is being said about the sale of Warner Brothers and who's gonna get them, who's bidding for them, and what it means for Zack Snyder's Snyderverse. Now, I'm not gonna go out there and say that the Snyderverse is coming back and that all of this means and points to the fact that Zack Snyder is gonna get his redemption, and I would absolutely love to see his Justice Leagues play out the way they should have been able to. But that's besides the point. If that happens, amazing. But when Warner Brothers does get sold, we don't know if that means that James Gunn won't be the head of the DCU anymore.
We don't know.
No insider information proves that that's exactly what's gonna happen. Now, the thing that's really throwing people for a loop is that Zack Snyder himself has been posting all of these behind-the-scenes photos from Justice League and Batman vs. Superman on his Instagram page. For those who don't know, Zack Snyder has never had an Instagram page before, and he just started one while all of this Snyderverse buzz has been going on. So that might be the real catalyst for why people are thinking that the Snyderverse is looking to be restored again. There are so many people who want to see it finished. Look at what Zack Snyder's Justice League did when they put it out to streaming. That whole movement got that movie released. So you can say whatever you want about the studios, and all the fans who were Zack Snyder haters can say whatever they want. The proof was in the pudding about the demand for the Snyderverse to be properly restored and finished. There's no reason for me to believe that this couldn't happen again because of how passionate us Snyderverse fans are and how great the actors were in the characters. Ben, Gal, Henry. These people were fantastic in the roles, and they brought a new dimension to the role that we had never seen before. And just look at how epic these pictures are. Even right down to Jared Leto's Joker. That scene between him and Ben's Batman at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League is probably hands down one of my favorite interactions between Batman and the Joker on screen out of any Batman movie. Does Jared touch Nicholson and Heath? Absolutely not. But in this scene specifically, he does a phenomenal job. And of course, we get the first Batman F-bomb in that scene, and it's just perfect. So realistic in an unrealistic scenario. They made it believable. That is what I loved about Zack Snyder's Justice League. He made these godly, epic moments actually believable and fun to watch. And that kind of dark tone is exactly why I get so passionate about this stuff. So I'm not going to get caught up in all the rumors and speculation that's going on, but I can talk to you about what I feel would be amazing. It's no secret I wasn't the biggest fan of James Gunn's Superman movie. I did like David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, but the storyline and the campiness of it just is not for me. My Superman is Henry Cavill. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I possibly could, because I believe in going to see a movie within context of itself and having an open mind, since this was going to be a total revamp of the DCU. I enjoyed the Peacemaker series. I'm very excited about what they do next with all of that. But I am a bigger fan of what Matt Reeves is doing with Robert Pattinson and his Batman story, and that it's an Elseworld project. There's no reason why Snyder's Justice League couldn't be an Elseworld project. I know everybody's probably sick of it. I don't know if Ben would come back. I don't know if all those actors would do this again. It was such a long, drawn-out, crazy process for them, especially going through the whole Joss Whedon mix-up of it all, put out a horrible Justice League. I personally thought that Zack Snyder's Justice League was a masterpiece. It was everything I wanted to see and more, because I loved Ben's Batman. I loved the darkness of it all. Warner Brothers and all of these studios, they think that going darker is always worse. It always does well for them, though. Except for these Superman fans who didn't want to see Superman be a touch dark. He's got to be the
Super can't be. Gosh golly darn it. You can't do that. That's not right.
Come on. It was cool to see Superman with some balls, if I may say so. There was nothing wrong with the grit and the darkness of what Henry Cavill's Superman was in the Snyderverse. And I thought that he did inspire hope. All these so-called real Superman fans,
There's no hope. There's no hope in still.
Are you kidding me? Now, I've read that there may be an animated version. If Warner Brothers gets sold, let's say to Netflix, and that Netflix wants to continue what was going on with the Snyderverse, they might do an animated version. I would want them to bring back the voices, at least, of Ben and Gal and Henry, of course, but nothing will be as sweet as if we got the real live-action thing. Play out what happens with Darkseid and all of that. Just hearing what Zack had to say about what his storyline would have become was just so epic. We saw the God side of all of these characters, and I thought that it was done incredibly well. They hit every single thing I wanted to see. The first interaction between Henry Cavill and Ben as Superman and Batman, when the Batmobile bounces off of Superman's knees and he says to stay away, and Batman asks him if he bleeds and then tells him he will. Come on, guys. Come on. There wasn't a little bit in you that thought
This is amazing. Cool as fuck.
I wasn't giddy to see that, because that kind of tone and sincerity in the work is integrity and demands a presence and a memorable performance that should be enjoyed. But the things that I've been reading about, if Warner Brothers is sold to something like Netflix or another studio that will actually want to continue that, then I think that would be awesome. And if an animated version is all I get from the continuation of Zack Snyder's Justice League, then I'll take it, because I was enthralled, intrigued, and mesmerized by the story and where it was going. And that story deserves to be told. I mean, look at what Marvel's doing with Marvel Zombies. I love that show. Incredible storylines, right? The stakes are high. Beloved characters are dying. I care about that. I still care about what would happen with Snyder's characters. And if they did get Ben, Gal, and Henry back to do this, because it was a passion project for them with Zack, they were actually enjoying it with Zack. I really, really hope that something like that can happen. I am excited for fresh new things. I'm excited to see what James Gunn does with the DCU, and I hope that he gets to live out his vision, because they can't keep doing this. DC's fumbling over and over again because they're not listening to their fans. They're doing what the typical studios do. Just the money, money, money. We get it. It's still gonna make money if you just give the fans what they want, right? If you love this type of content, please hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out here at the channel. And you tell me what you think. What's going to happen with Warner Brothers? Would you also love to see Zack Snyder's vision played out? In the end, we're all fans wanting to nerd out with each other and just enjoy seeing these characters done justice. As always, thanks for nerding out with me.